Dawson Rider with you.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here. Welcome to my review and spoiler discussion for the Power Rangers Beast Morphers finale, the Season 1 finale, because we know we're getting Season 2, they talked about it already, and you know, we have the team up and stuff, the Dino team up, RPM stuff, so all kinds of stuff to look forward to still, and it seems like no Super season. I mean, it's gonna be a Season 2, it's just not gonna be called Super, but it's not gonna matter so long as the quality's good. Finale, I really enjoyed it. I did think it was a bit rushed. I wish there could be two-parters. Like, I know that there's maybe some sort of thing in the contract or something, they can't do two-parters. And last week sort of counted as part one, but there were like elements in this that I thought could have been benefited from being like a more stretched out story. And, you know, kind of rushed resolutions and things I would have liked to spend a little more time on. But I'm sure we'll get to it next season. But I still really enjoyed it. So you have the Rangers trying to stop Exox from coming to this dimension and rescue Devin at the same time. The mayor's on them because he found out his Ranger was a son. His son was a Ranger, and so then he finds that everyone else is a Ranger, and they come up with this plan, like from last week, to use the gate, and they're like, we need something extra powerful to defeat him, and they're like, we just so happen to have this Ultrazord in our pocket. There's nothing in my pocket. No Ultrazord, just air. Like, I'm of two minds on this. One, I really like that they wound up structuring things to have the Ultrazord debut in the season finale, because I thought that was cool. It made it seem more event-like, and it was like building up to something, and it kind of makes it more memorable in that sense. But it definitely also felt rushed and anticlimactic, because I didn't like the fact that they're like, oh, we just happened to be working on this. I almost would have rather it been, what should we come up with, and then you kind of see them briefly working on it, like, oh, what if we combine these Zords? I mean, they had that thought, but then they already had it in their back pocket. Again, the Ultrazord pocket. So I thought it would have been kind of cool if it was something that they were trying to work this episode, and it would have made it feel a little bit less convenient. But I do like that they kept it for that. It was cool to see it poured into the dimension, obviously. Same thing as from the Go Busters story. There was definitely some original footage in this episode, though, with some of the CGI and stuff, because it wasn't really up to par. But I did like seeing that. It was cool, but it got taken out very quickly. And they're like, oh no, the Zord's destroyed. I'm like, are you sure? It looks like they're just separated normally. Like, just, that's totally, it's destroyed. It'd be like me seeing like the Ultrazord and like the arm falls off. I'm like, well, it's destroyed. Like, you can just plug the arm back. Destroyed! It was over very quickly. So that was, again, a little bit anticlimactic, but I do like the idea of the way that they debuted it and stuff like that. I just wish it was a little less convenient. And I liked the fact when they were all fighting and they show like the cut screen of like everybody in the Megazord, they showed Nick instead, Cruz instead in the middle. That was cool. Not now, yeah. And then the mayor rescues Devin. This mayor's really the GOAT dad, especially after these last few years of Dane being like, I'm totally the greatest ninja, bye son, go have fun at school, I'll see you in 5 years. And then, you know, I totally understood Tyler's dad running away from him though, like, we get it. He rescued him, he was like infiltrating, and he took out some of the bots, and so that was really cool. They had a nice moment together. I thought that was overall, like, a nice culmination of their storyline, and it was a nice change of pace. I saw some people complaining that they're focusing on dad stuff again, and I guess Devin's is the most focused, but I never really saw too many similarities in it, because we kind of had a little storyline with all three of the Rangers' parents, and I thought that was actually a stark contrast from the way it was handled in the previous two seasons, and it was kind of nice to having a storyline with all three of their parents in some form, because it made them feel more a part of the world. So I really quite liked his dad in these episodes especially, and like how active he actually was in that, which was kind of crazy. And so after their Zords are destroyed, Exox does get his body, and they confront him in the most brief physical battle of all time. They're like, it's Morphin time! Beast power! Oh no, I got hit! And that was the battle. Like, that's what I mean about things being rushed. Like, they're like, okay, the more powerful Zord than all time. That was a weird way of structuring. Zord, oh no, it's destroyed, even though it's not really. And then the Rangers are like, okay, let's fight Exox. Oh, blimey. And then that was over. So I wish that there would have been a little bit time to actually have a solid on-the-ground fight with the Rangers, especially after, like, you know, Devin morphed and they're all together. He got both individual morphs. Does it cost more money to give them individual morphs? The footage is already made. Bloody hell. That was over very quickly, and then they basically come up with this quick plan of like, okay, We gotta stop Evox from downloading into the dimension. Meanwhile, Myotis Mom would have been there 10 times over again, getting out of the digital world. So they're like, okay, Cruz's Zord actually is fine, or at least fine-ish. I almost wish that they would have been like, again, it seems so convenient. I almost wish they would have been like, if we do such and such fake sciencey thing, we can, you know, convert all the power to the Zords to let this run, or this can run barely, or I don't know. It just seems so convenient. But Red Zord's fine, and he's gonna go blow up this morph-x tower, and just blow up everything, and that'll blow up Evox while we face Scrozzle. And Scrozzle got away. Scrozzle wound up getting away while he was trying to begin the download. And so that obviously leaves him open for next season. And then Devin winds up confronting Blaze in a Megazord thing, and then he gets defeated, so, you know, just like Roxy, he ends up waking up later, and the Rangers make it out just in time, and it seems like Devin might not make it, but they make it out, and the morph-x blew up Evox, or seemingly, and the day is saved. And then we kind of get to, like, not epilogue stuff, I mean, kind of, but it was basically just like an award ceremony, and the Rangers are given medals, and they're all like in Grid Battle Force uniforms that look just, I didn't realize they just look like Ben and Betty's like janitor outfits. Like I actually was able to avoid most spoilers for this from the Germany airings, but I saw like one picture of the three of them in that, and my first thought was, oh, now that Blaze and Roxy are back, they're demoted, but that's just their uniform. Like, except for the commander, all the Grid Battle Force uniforms for, like, Rangers just look like they're about to mop. But it was like, you know, we're getting medals, and then let's all take a selfie together, and everyone takes a selfie together with all the Rangers, and the Beast Bots, and the commander, and Blaze and Roxy. Speaking of, like, rush stuff, and like I said, things I would have liked more resolution to, like, I was really disappointed there wasn't more of a scene with Blaze and Roxy. Like, we got kind of Roxy last week where she was telling them the plan of Evox and stuff, but we really got nothing from Blaze other than him waking up and being there, especially since he was kind of a douche. And I wanted a little something, like a resolution of them having been basically under the control of Evox more or less this whole season. I mean, I'm sure that will be touched on at the beginning of next season, and possibly, hopefully, even be a character point, depending on where their characters go. I'm honestly surprised they got turned good so quickly. Like, they resolved it, and like, I'm curious who's going to be used for the other enter and escape footage. I mean, it could end up being them again, maybe a clone. Who knows? There's all kinds of stuff we could speculate on. But regardless of how that plays out, I definitely hope that's an element they touch on next season, because that felt very quickly resolved, and I wish there had at least been one scene. Like, I don't mind them saving it for some potentially meatier character stuff, like, not like Kamen Rider Meteor. But I think that given its placement at the beginning of the story as this event, and the reason our Rangers are Rangers, I think that it deserved one little scene. And there was also kind of a cliffhanger-y, not cliffhanger, but kind of a note of a plot for next season, is that something's wrong with the mayor's hand. Well, first I thought it was like a cut going across here, but his hand was glowing, so that could mean any number of things. It could mean he got infected with something, or that Evox or something else is a passenger within him. Maybe he'll turn into the villain somehow, or for an episode. So that was kind of neat. I almost thought for a split second that they were going to actually have the courage to have Devin not go through the portal. Not that he would die, but that there would maybe be a mystery for the beginning of next season. Maybe you even have Blaze take over and while they're trying to find Devin. Like, that actually would have been cool. Like, I don't think after all the work the Rangers have done that Zoe and Devin deserve to be demoted and placed back down in favor of Blaze and Roxy. But I definitely think that would have been an interesting choice for next season or something, to have them take over and have it kind of be like that episode in Time Force where Alex is like, I got this. I'm like, wow, Alex, you suck. Can we get Wes back? Like, his hair was just more free. No, maybe they'll do something like that next season, but I think that would have been a cool cliffhanger. But I do like, what I liked about the resolution for this as a season finale is it resolved a lot of the core plots, but it kept things clearly up in the air. Like, Scrozzle's missing. It kind of gave us a hint of a storyline for next season with his dad having that infected hand or whatever. It kind of leads into that, which is a kind of nice way of doing it, but it's also still kind of resolved. And I do like that it wasn't one of those ones where they're like, well, the monster's defeated, let's all go our separate ways. Like, they're all clearly still working at Grid Battle Force. Like, it just depends on the season whether or not you do something like that, but I like that so we don't have to necessarily have the let's gather all the Rangers up again scene. I mean, maybe we will have that, and I'm just gonna end up eating crow when Super Beast Morphers premieres. But I do like that for now it seems like when we start up, there'll still be Rangers there, and like they won't have to find them everywhere because they went their separate ways. Like, well, our one villain's defeated, our job's done. Again, imagine if Batman was like that. Well, I defeated the Joker. Sir, Mr. Freeze is blowing up the city. Yeah, but I defeated the Joker, my job's done. It's up for the next Batman next year. So, peace conference. Overall, I did like the finale. I thought it was very solid and enjoyable, a good conclusion for Beast Morphers. I would give it an 8, but I do think it was rushed, and I wish things would have been given a little more time to breathe. We still have the Halloween and Christmas specials to go, which I will be covering whenever they air, wherever they air. And then after that, I'll do my season wrap-up review, because I mean, who knows, the Halloween special could be so bad, it destroys the rest of the series. No, I just like the review to be complete after I've seen literally everything the season has to offer. But I might do one video that sort of talks about Beast Morphers in general in a different format before that, for those that have seen the international airings. It won't necessarily be a full-on series review, but it's going to be talking about Beast Morphers as a season in a lot of ways. You'll see what I mean when the video comes out. I'm just talking vaguely. Anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications from my videos. And you can still buy your Team Roxy and Justice for Beastbot shirts. That's in the description. Anyway, Dawson Ryder, signing out.